What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. So, we are knocking out Bonny Gaol this time around. Go ahead and put on your lantern, and ideally have something with fire. Decided to move it to the front slot. But I slapped Flaming Strike on our backhand blades. We're going to be working with that this episode. Pretty fun weapon. Pretty fun weapon. But run on down, and you can see we have a Fleshy right up ahead. It's gonna, these Fleshies will shoot stuff at you, but run into here for now. You can see we have another one right here, so we'll take that one out. And we'll grab the frozen maggot. Take that guy down. Love that rip out. It's very satisfying. Take him out. And clear this one out real fast. And this is a path we're going to return to later. You'll see that, but don't worry about that for now. And before you worry about that path, instead, we're going to drop on down. So we want to fall there, fall here. And we're just walking off, so you don't got to worry about rolling or jumping or anything. You can just walk. Anyway, once we get down, we're going to clear both of these rooms out. Let's see, back up, clear 2 rooms into the final room and down the hatch. Okay. And that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Wait for it to spit. This was my go-to Ashavor for the sword spear for a long time, but it definitely seems to get the job done on the backhand blades as well. So afterwards, we're going to stand on this little thingy. It's going to bring our elevator back down. And then we'll climb on top and ride it back up. So now we will go into the final doorway. It's untouched. Come on, boys. We're gonna really do this the hard way. Definitely doesn't have the raw range that the sword spear does, but that puts these up to 1252 when I have my buff active, that's pretty wild. There's a lot of AR for as fast as these things are attacking. This is why we love Reichardt's Great Rune. Even if these dudes grab us, it doesn't matter. We're just healing on up as they die. Anyway, after you kill them, go ahead and hop down the hole. And go ahead and pick up the broken rune. Now let me check. I believe we want to go west first. Yes, we're going to go west first. There's going to be some rats. Actually, I'm not going to waste my time with those. It's the broken rune. Wait, did I get my directions mixed up? I did. Yes, because this is the path that we want to go down. So we're going to put a little gem there as a reminder. And we're going to go the other direction first. And the notes I had go west, but definitely not west. Go east first. And that takes us north. So now we're getting over to our rats. It's kind of insane. These are, just as a reminder, if you don't have these, they're found like right here. They're one of the very first weapons we find, but I had played with them a fair amount in the, like, as I was messing around with weapons in the Let's Play, so I was like, oh, I shouldn't use them, and then the more I used them in prep, the more I was like, okay, this is insane. Like, when I think of a dex weapon, this is the damage I think of. Anyway, Stalwart 2, this is that little pass-through that I was talking about earlier. You can drop right here to get back, or you can just go back down the hole and run. In terms of time, it's going to be roughly the same. You're going to have to go, and then drop, and then run, and just, yeah, it's whatever. Grab smithing stones along the way. Good there. And now we'll head west. And we'll go for that little path where we dropped our gem. There it is. We're going to go on down. There's going to be a little path that we can swing into that has some cure meat right up here. Gotta go fast so they don't grab us. And then you can drop into the pit. Just a pit full of bodies. How fun, right? Well, as you make your way ahead, there's going to be a bunch of pots here. 3 large pots, a couple little pots. Really like that jumping R1. Like the jumping R2 coming down is good, but the jumping R1, that upswing, very, very anime-esque. I'm gonna keep using these, though I really do need to change my armor. It just doesn't look, you know? Like we have this, almost like a paladin-esque aesthetic going on. We're running around with very anime-ish dual blades. These also go really hard with bleed. If you want to do bleed, you could just as easily, the martial art fists, they work very well with bleed also. Get the lost ashes. I think there was one other thing in here. Alright, 3 big dudes, bunch of little, broken rune on the left, and lost ashes on the right. I believe we got the broken rune already. If we didn't, we'll get that later. Not that terribly. I'm not worried about broken runes anyway. Right, so everyone is looking dead. Now we can drop down. And now we're going to be fighting some fleshies. So grab this. There should be more fleshies that are going to pop out up ahead. And then the last one. Got the raw meat dumplings. Let's see. Innards, 3 fleshies, 1 more fleshy ahead, then exit for shadow dudes with a silver horn tender behind. And then where's our... Ah, this one ambushes us on the side. That's right. 3 flashies. Next drop has innards. Did we pick up the innards? We did. We got the innard meat, 1 more fleshy head, the next for the shadow dudes and a silver horn tender. Next doorway has an ambush on the right. We continue and ride the pot down and then up. There's the ambush. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. And then you open and should bring us to where we want to go. So that pot that just passed, just get on it. And then just chill for a second. We're going to ride this all the way down, and then we're going to stay on it, and it's going to take us back up to some goodies. the helm, armor, gauntlets, and greaves of night. It's every edgelord's dream. And as we get up here, there is a Fleshy just at this door, so... Come on. I was waiting for it to try and attack, but whatever, that works. And then here, to go with our armor, we have the Shield of Night, which I'm a really big fan of this thing. So the Shield of Night is only a small shield, but what's really cool about this is it has its own little Ash of War, which is like a mini thing, and if you block and then do it, like almost like you would a guard break, so like block and immediately hit L2, it does a beefy chunk of damage, roughly double the damage it would otherwise. So, I mean, obviously this isn't leveled up, so we're not going to use it right now, but very, very solid weapon all around. Roll down to that. If you find that uncomfortable, just land right there, and then you can take it down instead. And now we're back to where we wanted to be. Got a Fleshy, it breaks out. Oh, man, that explosion got me hard. Oh man, sometimes those Fleshies, they'll get you if you're not careful. I think there's one more ambush, if I recall. It's from that door right there, yeah, because you run up to kill them and instead this one comes out for you. Anime dash finishers. Alright, Fleshy ambush, 2 dudes, then boss. So we're actually going to be up against the Curseblade, those things that I hate fighting so much. Pretty standard fight though, you know, like you know how Curseblades work. I put on Golden Vow. I also added Flame Grant Me Strength to this character, because I can apply it, might as well, right? And I don't know why I have you on. We're going to go for this guy. So this thing likes to hide in the darkness. It's unfortunately very weak. I'm gonna get Curseblade Mirror for that, which is actually pretty decent. I think it can apply bleed, because the weapons have bleed, but I have not actually seen that particular enemy apply bleed. Either way, instead of exiting, we can just go to this grace we got last episode, bridge leading to village, and I continue on. So, before we go any further, go to item crafting, and we're gonna make up some furnace pots. Now, make however many you want. You need at least 3. If you think you might miss one, I think 4 is a safe bet. In terms of using up your furnace visages, I would suggest having at least 2. We're going to be finding more, but keep 2 on hand, because there's a puzzle later that involves 1, so having 2 means if you miss your first toss, you'll have a second toss ready to go. But either way, we're just going to craft them on up. And if you don't want to use those, as a reminder, you can also just use regular fire pots, but we have a dude coming up, and the furnace pots kill them much faster. So we're going to go ahead and make it daytime so y'all can see where we're going. Let's go for noon. Still a little daybreak ain't all that good. We're basically just going straight along this road, so no real need for marking or anything. We're just gonna run. Just run along. There's some wolves that we can kill, and a shiny that likes to teleport over here, so because you'll start hearing it. Now, if you've never dealt with a teleporter shiny, these guys can be really annoying. We're gonna wait for all the wolves to come on up, and then we'll show how we deal with it. So anytime you get close to these things, they're going to hop location. The best way to deal with them, honestly, is just something that is a big, strong hit. So in this case, we're just going to pull out our Bolt of Grangsix. I'm busy talking. Do not interrupt me. And we get Raging Beast, which is a very nice Ashivore. So for the Beast Claws, we obviously already have the ones that are more like a dodge and strike. This is just pure aggression. So just boom, 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 boom. It's like a Wolverine Berserker Barrage type deal. Very satisfying. Here comes that boy. So he is going to do some fireballs. We're going to give those just a second. We're going to jump on up to take him out, but this way we have a little more space to run while he's doing that. We'll put up a Flame Protect Me for a good measure. And all we need is for him to get close. Once he gets close, it's all over. Keep in mind, he can do the swing. We don't want him to do the swing. Come on. A little bit closer. He might be too far. Let's see. Ooh, just barely. Oh, wait. Come on. Oh. See, and that's why I said have a couple extra. Because if you see, usually he's right here, in which case it's easy. But if he's off a little bit, you could potentially whiff. And since we have limited supplies of the furnace pots, it's safer to just use the fire pots, but typically this is what we want. We want him like on top of us, because then you're not going to miss. And it only takes 3 of the furnace pots to kill him, so we get a new furnace visage for killing him. Cerulean, Sapping Cracteer. I don't know if I can do the snipe yet. Yeah. Let's see. There's a thingy to get, and I'm going to try and snipe it from below. I can spot it. There it is. Yeah, we'll do that. It'll save us a little bit of time. Oh, nope, I can't see it. Where did it go? I saw it, and now I don't. Hang on, let me back up. There it is, just blending in behind the trees. So go ahead and put on your bow. Oh, actually, it looks like we might have to go up to actually hit this. I figured we could save some time and shoot it from below, but I guess not. We'll run right up here. Killed your pack leader. Y'all should have given up. Let me get the greasemonger's bell bearing. I turned that one in, but I'm not even sure what we get for this. Root resin and not resin. Okay. With a name like grease, I figured we got grease out of it. Probably should read those more often, shouldn't I? Either way, we're just going to keep following the road, though. There's some more wolves around here. You can ignore them. We're going to be heading on over to the structure over here. Before we grab that, there's a grace along the way. We'll snatch that. And then I'm actually just going to use the shackle here. I'll show you on the way out where you can open this thing from normally. Ah. Let's do it the normal way. I forgot I can't use it while I'm on torrent. Anyway, you can run inside. Wait for your game to not be laggy. Then we run outside. And we go up. Oh, barely missed it. Let's try that again. There we go. And coming up here, we get Rabbath's cannon, which is pretty wild. It's a cannon, and it has like a little bit of tracking on the bolt, not unlike that of the Rancor bow. So, really nice for PvP. People are running, and you're like, yeah, I don't think you're getting away. Boom! Right to the back. So, be very satisfying. Alright, let's see. Get the cannon and head out. We're going to run towards the church next. We're basically going up here. That's like a lower end path. But we'll run and grab that, get that grace. We're going to do the church more than likely after the Shadowkeep. The church is basically like a secondary part to the Shadowkeep. And there's some really good stuff we can get for going through there. Namely, we get past the boss after the church. We get like, I believe it's 5 tree fragments that are waiting after it. So it's definitely worth doing. But I think in terms of episodic flow, I think it's going to make more sense for us to do the entirety of the Shadowkeep. We'll conquer Mesmer, and then we'll do the backside of the Shadowkeep, and then conquer the bosses after that. Plus, to be fair, the boss we reach from the church is kind of an asshole. His hitboxes are less than ideal, we'll say. So this is Church District. If you want to take a whack at Church District, nothing's really stopping you. There's no, nothing will break going through there. There is a NPC quest in there, though, so if you open up a door and it uses something called the prayer key, maybe don't talk to that guy until you know what you're going to do. A hot tip would be illusion for a weapon or grace for an axe. Anyway, exit and then just swing around to the right here. We're going to go up the cliff. You can ignore all the dead dudes or kill them. And we are going all the way up here for our buddy. Forager Brood Cookbook 6 and the Dew Gem. Let's see, Forager Bro, flip around. The gravestones over here should have a grave 6 that we can grab. And then we'll head on over to the cathedral itself. Go, Grave Glovewort 6. Right, and then we're gonna go, just gonna warp back to this, make it night real fast, and we're gonna grab a goodie. Grab another larval tier. And this is probably a good time to run and grab Karen's Sovereignty as well. So from here, we are marking like this way. So just kind of like a broad southwest. And before we go up to the cathedral, there's this lower path. So if I can get the map to pop up, you'll see it. We can't see much right now, but the idea is we're just running along the cliff ledge. So as long as you are moving down, going in the right direction. So we are working our way just down this cliff, and then right around here, there's going to be a little cave that we want to hop into. Put on our Stone of Garok as we make our way. This is a really hidden one. I actually forgot about this during the walkthrough prep, which is funny because I found it in my blind playthrough, but feel like I'm trying to be as efficient as possible when we're taking notes, and when at the blind playthrough, I'm just wandering. So you'll hear it when you're getting close. We have Firefly Cave here. Go inside, and you're probably like, what's happening? You can hear it. Yeah, you look at the ceiling. Well, we'll get you Kieran's sovereignty. So with that acquired, go ahead and hop back to the church district, and we'll make it daytime again. We're just going to meet the church guy, and then we'll wrap things up in just a second here. I think we could, we'll close out Moore's questline now as well, I believe. Change it to noon. And now we're going to swing around here, going like here, 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 and then the front door, basically. But we're just making a big loop around the cathedral. There's a couple of things we can pick up, including a cookbook that's in there, some starlight shards, and then another remembrance duplicator is out this way. So just get running. I like the architecture. There's a bunch of these dudes around. They don't really do much. It's our Potentate's cookbook. There's our Starlight Shard. As a reminder, you can use the duplicators at any time. I would still hold off. Honestly, the last couple bosses, we get some really cool stuff. So, unless you're like desperate for Rellana's weapon and her moon skill, I would save all of them for the time being. Almost perfectly right on top of it. But there we go, just right here, right out back of the cathedral. And now we'll head on into the cathedral itself. Don't enter through there. The door's going to be locked. Turtle felt off. Welcome to the Cathedral of Manus. Not that Manus, but... And we can open this up. Now, this guy is tied to the Finger questline, which is involving those finger ruins that we passed back when we were near Cerulean. This is a 3-step quest. Basically, we have to like go down to the finger ruins here, and then we have to go up to the finger ruins here, and then we have to go to a 3rd set of finger ruins, which are hidden. But since we don't even have access to the 2nd set of finger ruins yet, we're going to hold off on this for now. We can go ahead and, you know, listen to his dialogue, burn through it. He's going to give you the necklace and the map, which basically shows you that very first ruin that I just discussed. Just gonna burn through this real fast to get him to where his dialogue opens up and he sells stuff. So if you're a caster, Miriam's Vanishing is actually crazy strong. You can chain this into other moves, and it's like a magic dodge. So you can like magic dodge into a Dula's Moonblade or something. Very, very solid. And then he has a bunch of dialogue about glintstone sorcery and the fingers and lore and all that stuff. So definitely worth talking to, but once we do his quest, I really just want to be like bang, 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 and bang the whole thing out. So after we get access to this region up here, we're then going to do his entire quest line in one episode, just so you know nobody misses out. Now, before we wrap up, checking in our key items here. I believe we have everything I wanted. Let me see. Let's see. We have Forager 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, hang on. Forager 5 is missing. Forager 5. It's Forager 5. Ah! Forager 5 is over here. Okay, so we're not going to be taking more down just yet. We'll take him out very soon, though. So instead, warp to Morth Ruins, and we will wrap things up there. From here, we're going to make our way up to the top portion of the map that's still uncovered. At this point, we have basically, aside from like the first step of the Manus Metyr quest, we've done everything we can, with the exception of like passing this, which we're going to clear that part before we pass this. So next episode, we're going to take a hidden path up here. We'll do a forge and a bunch of stuff. We'll grab this. We'll clear out this area. We'll grab some goodies. We'll fight some bears. We've got a catacomb coming up. And then when all that's done, it's time for Shadowkeep and good old Mezzy. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you soon with more.